Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, hey, how's it going, everybody? I got the last two of my blockies. I want to get them done. And I want to kind of go over Wave 8, what we got real quick. Oh, let's get these guys done really fast. We got everything else finished. We got, knocking everybody over. Let's scoot these guys back a little bit. We'll look at all of them here in just a minute. It's been a fantastic wave so far. Just incredible. I may have to start. The good thing is the older waves are getting a little bit less expensive. They're on sale. Probably trying to clearance them out. So I'm going to go back and probably slowly kind of collect from, I think I've got the movie wave, Transformers 1. I got a few of those guys. And we're on wave 8, so I just got to get the first 7. Woohoo! Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, who was this? I think this one was our hot rod. Yep. And again, there's the cool little book we get with it. Yep, it is hot rod. Okay. Let's find somebody to hold the directions there real quick. And let's open this up. Okay, my whole goal this time is not to drop anything. I just don't want to drop stuff. Although it did force me to stop and, like, sweep and do housekeeping. It's not that bad if I were in the house, but, you know, being in the garage, I can, like my pile of this kind of junk that I go, hey, let me make sure I got everything out of there. All right. Oh, hey, how's it going? Whoa, wait. Yeah, I love how people are like in and then pop right out. That's fine. Oh my, look at that. A little sea of red and what color would you call that? Lavender? Yeah, that's about a lavender. All right, let's put this guy together. Okay, does he have... Okay, he's got... There is the torso. Put that up there. And let's throw his little arms on. I'm going to build these as... I don't know, as fast as possible, I guess they would say. Because I did 5 the other day, and I swear to God, I didn't even notice how long the time had gone. It was like 2 hours. I'm like, okay, I kind of got a little bit of blokey fatigue going on. All right, I've been in the blokey trenches. You know what I'm saying? No. Hey, what's up, everybody? Just putting together Hot Rod right now. And we're going to get to Blitzwing here in a minute. Sorry about the weird orientation, but I forgot to set the thing going the other way. I know. But I think this might work a little bit better. Just to see these guys and watch us put them together. All right, and... Oh, this tells us to... They're very exclamatory about putting the little head pin in first. Whatever that says. Oh, well, dot, dot, dot. And that's what we need right there. This little bit, let's throw that right on there. And now it says to put the waist together. Okay. Let's basically put the whole body together before you put the armor on, or his shell. Let's see. But you know what? I haven't done that before, and I'm not going to do it this time. That is what gets me into trouble putting this junk together, because I'll just be like, yeah, instructions. We don't need no stinking instructions. There we go. Check that out. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Hey, hey. Here's my map. What's up? How's everybody going? Yep. Got Hot Rod. We're working on him. Let's get him put together. We got this much done. The crotch pieces are always the same. The good thing is my efficiency has grown quite well. I've gotten pretty fast at doing these. After your, I don't know, 20th one, you're pretty good. And that goes in there, kind of make your little jack piece. Have it facing down. And they only go in there one way, just in case you're curious. Then we've got our cod bits. There's his Superman underwear. Put that in right there as such. Put that in. And we we're officially going to start calling these. And those have, you know, little clips and tabs and put that together. These are officially going to be called the... There we go. That's kind of cool. All right. Well, you know what? Let's, I like the instant gratification of, you know, going ahead and immediately putting the pieces together. So that's what we're going to do. We got that piece. We got that piece. We got that piece. Let's put this over here for right now. Let's put together his arms first, shall we? Okay, we need this. We need that. And this is the single hinge elbow. That's that new. There we go. Now you can see it. That's the double hinge that goes on the knee now. And that gives you a couple centimeters, you know, a little bit more height there. And you can, like, bring that leg completely back around. You can do all the self-butt kicking you wish to do. Sorry about that. Let me see. His forearms are red. Are those his forearms? That's awfully big. Yep, those are his forearms. Okay. And we need the little single bits. And whenever you do these, just make sure that your elbows are pointing that way before you stick them in this thing. Because sometimes they stick really good, and then that's a pain in the butt. So you got to make sure it bends forward whenever you put that in there. So you can get the proper articulation on your little arm. Right there. All right, let's throw the other one together real quick. And that middle joint is another red one. Make sure we're bending forward. Okay. I don't want to be the immediate example of, okay, well, now I stuck that in there. Now I got to get my little pliers out. There we go. Got another little arm done. Two arms done. Let's put them on the body. Like I said, we're about immediate gratification here. I'm not going to put the pieces together and then put the thing together. I want to feel some sort of accomplishment as I'm going through. This is what we have got so far. There is underoos. Very stiff, nice little arms. Let's do the legs next. Legs are usually two pieces. These are the two in his, what would you call that? Lavender? Not really purple. It's kind of a cool lavender. And there is the back. And all we do is snap these together. You cannot mess this up. It won't let you do it any other way, which is my favorite thing about these things. And this little clear peg goes down there in the foot. Speaking of foot, let's find his feeties. There we go. More lavender. Lovely lavender. There we go. All right, that's not bad. And the double knee right here. This is kind of cool. Okay, you got this bit here, which is a larger hollow piece. And your joint, make sure again that it's going the way it should. Back that way, so we want to put it in like this. That goes in there. This piece goes on, nope, goes that way. Goes on top of here. And you can see there's kind of a cut on the inside, and I just put it on backwards. There's kind of a cut. There's a short cut and a longer cut to that leg. I'm trying to make that look as good as possible. But you want that, well, there we go then. That longer cut on the back. A little bit more articulation. And this piece here, and it pops in, stuff on the inside of this, but it pops into that peg. There you go. And that, I mean, that's not going anywhere. That stays very tightly. You have eye swivel, which is pretty cool. That's the difference in this. I mean, I've got a few of the movie ones, and I got the Rise of the Beast, Optimus Prime. He's very cool. All right, let's put his leg. Oh. Saying about how well that holds. I must not have put in enough. Oh, I think I have that backwards. There we go. Sorry, I had that backwards there. Now we'll push it in and everything will be great. There we go. I don't know if you heard that. But, all right, what we got going on so far? Let's put together the other. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Okay, let's put together the other leg. He can stand there in Swan Lake for us for a minute. These things are so well balanced and are crazy. All right, little legs snap together. Get a clear pin put down here. Snap that in. I need my double knee. That's that right there. And again, make sure correct way because it's a pain in the butt if you put them in back. This isn't that bad, but if you put it in backward on the arm, I had to get my little pliers in there and pull it out, and I really didn't. There we go. That's how that sits in there. This on top of that, as such, and you can actually, I didn't really notice this, but there's the back of it. The front has a texture to it. The front has a little textured bit. Okay, leave that there, that there. We need the put this in here. Okay. Where does lavender foot go? Yeah. There we go. All right, we got another leg done. Yay. All right, let us recap where, buddy, how's it going? All right, if you're here and you have Loki's, what's your favorite one so far? I tell you what, I was really, really hoping to get that Chase Prime with this Wave 8, but I got the normal Prime. The stars were not with me on this one, but that's fine. Okay, let's get this guy done. Done, man. All right, on his back. Let's put, does his wings? Nope, there's a, I gotta do that. Okay. You got an extra little back bit there. Push that in. And then, let's save the wings for last. Let's finish up. Let me see, his little pylons go onto his arms. They've got a little notch there and a little slidey thing. Push those down. There we go. That clicked on there very nicely. Let's get the other one on real quick. And again, pushed on very nicely. Oh, that looks good. All right, let's put together the most annoying part to me for these guys. You know what I did? I think I put that on backwards. The little silver tabs are supposed to be out. What am I doing? I'm hiding the hot rod goodness. You don't want to hide the hot rod goodness, do you? Oh, I guess that's where it came off the sprue. I thought that was a little stress mark at first, but it's just where it came off the screw, or the sprue. That clicks in very nicely. That clicked in very nicely. There we go. Thought that looked awfully plain. Now let's put together his head. And this is the most annoying part because it's the tiniest bits and the tiniest pieces. And I've the sausagiest of fingers. We can do this. We can do this. The good thing, I keep that in mind. They give us it's like a ring toss. You got to get that on there. And where are his eyeballs? There they are. But make sure the eyeballs are facing front. Oh, wait, we're missing his face. Ah, there we go. I was like, we can't just put the eyeballs in there without his face. Be some eyes without a face. I listened to that song yesterday. There we go. That's what we wanted. All right, you see that there? All right. And hold on just a second. Just wait a minute. I know this is terrible, and I have to put on my readers in order to do this because it's just so itty bitty, such itty bitty business. There we go. Put that in there. It goes all the way. Let's get the other piece. There we go, there we go. Whoa. And that goes right there. Boy, that's a hot rod head. Man, that looks good. Everybody bags on Hot Rod, but he was kind of like the, the reluctant soldier, you know? He knew he was there. He knew he had to fight, but he was smart enough to know his own capabilities. There we go. We've got Hot Rod sans hands. Let's throw his hands on real quick. Let's get him some hands, shall we? Open up our little bag here. And we have... I was looking forward to that. We'll look at this here in just a second. We have got our hands. Some knuckly hands and some splayed open hands, which is cool. Let's throw that over there. We got a very cool rod. Ooh. So you have nothing else. That should make at least 2 or 3 people. We just, woo. That's very cool. I'm sorry about that. And there's all that stuff. And something to throw in to keep the moisture from eating everything. Oh, we still have bits to put on here. Let's put on his... These should go... Oh, man, you know what I did? Yeah, I put those on the wrong side. That's all right. Well, see, of course. Oh, and these things hold very tightly. There. And you got to put his pipes on his arms. Man, what are we doing if you don't have a hot rod with a pipe on his arms? All right, there is one side. Let me find the other little bit. Here we go. We got to put the arm back on. And I guess whenever you're putting this guy together, make sure that the hole's on the outside so you can pop his arm off and put his pipes on. Oh, I think I pushed that down too far. There we go, there we go. Now we'll put his arm back on. As with everything, may come apart under excessive force. Let's put his pipes on. And you know what? I kind of think they go. Well, no, I guess not. There we go. All right, now we were in the process of pulling out his hands. We will give him the fist hand on one side. And not that I'm anti-left-handed, but I'm right-handed, so, you know, I always put the I always put the blaster in the right hand. That's his fishing pole, fishing pole, fishing pole. Well, I guess he didn't really come with a blaster, so as to speak. Well, then let's give him both of his little grippy hands. Oh, his other hand, he's got the sword thing. We'll do those real quick. So technically, he is done. There we go. There is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, he's not done. What the heck am I talking about? Now. Oh. There we go. Now he is Hot Rod. All right, let's throw together his little accessories. He comes with this little deal here, this little deal here, and that just pops into there like that. And then you get a little fishing pole. Put that on there. That's kind of a soft, squishy rubber. But it is actually, and I didn't notice, yeah, there we go. Now I can see it. People have been going, oh, it's a Sharkticon. And I'm like, I can't see this tiny little blob. But it actually is a tiny little Sharkticon. These little bits are just begging to be painted. And how does that work? Well, I imagine you can put one in there. And oh, man. Oh, it's a whopper, Daniel. Now there we go. We hold the rod and reel. That's cool. It's funny. Oh, we've had too much fun with this guy. All right, let's throw in his pizza cutter real quick, just to check that out, because we got, and I want to see how he looks in there with it on. Up, 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 up. Second. All right, you got your little spiky heel here. Put that together. There you go. Now you can actually see it. And this goes up in here as such. And let's grab one of the splayed hands. I'm going to put him together, and I want to take a day or two off of bloke. It's not that they're difficult, but it's a lot of work, kind of. There we go. Check that out. Got a little bit of movement on the head there. Yeah. Our hot rod, Wave 8, with his little saw fan. Man, and that is awesome. I mean, you can bring these things just right up next to him. Yep. And, of course, now you've got your thigh swivel on these dudes, which, like I said, I think it adds a few centimeters. And, you know, you've got that, your waist rock. So, I mean, you got unlimited posability. These would be probably stop motion people's best friends. Yeah. All right, let's quit goofballing around. We're done with Hot Rod. We got Hot Rod and all his accessories done. Let's stand him up and throw him back. All right. Now we have Blitzwing to put together. Let's clean our work area. All this stuff. You're in the chat. Say hi if you've got Blokies. What's your favorite one? My favorite one so far is that Rise of the Beast Prime. Well, that's a close between that and that the Metroplex, because the Metroplex, that guy, oh man. Okay, enough with him, and about him. Oh man. Hey everybody, I don't know if the chat whoa. Okay, I'm pushing buttons. I told myself before, don't push buttons. I don't know if the chat automatically pops up for me. So if somebody's in there trying to talk to me today, somebody's like, "Hey, how's it going?" The chat never on my live stream, which I guess you slight issues and problems and what's in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the last box, the last one of the, and I want just all that. Yeah. Go. We did not get the Chase Prime, which makes me sad on the inside, but I'm also happy that we did get the regular Prime. I didn't know that's kind of how it was the, you either got one figure or the other. The box is empty. Let's put that over there in the trash can. Let's open up our instructions for Blitzwing here. Last night I had a brain fart. I was sitting there trying to figure out what this, I was like, I have two left open, and I can't remember the other guy's name to save my life. There we go. Stand him back there. Let's throw our little instructions up here, because we got all kinds of extra stuff with him. We got tank turrets and all kinds of business. Let's open that up. Whoa. And if you're here, try and stick around. What? Oh, crab apples. A piece just went flying. Okay. Don't anybody move. Contact. No, it was one of these. I think I lost one of those last night. Okay, let me make sure that the bag is empty, because I will throw away a tiny face and not mean to. All right, we got our Blitzwing. Hey, how's it going, everybody? the best. Hey, what's up, the best? How you doing? Let us... Oh, yay, we all cheered. We did the wave at the same time. Let's start putting them together. All right, let's be done with these guys. As much as I enjoy them being finished even better. One sec. Let me... All right. I'm settling in. That's what that noise was. Where the heck is his body at? Oh, here we go. All right, got his little body. It's all rights reserved, Hasbro, just in case you did not know. And this, he's got regular arms you put on, so those have to go there as such. Let's find the other little purple one. There. Nope, that's our arm joint. And oh, look at that. Tiny little face. And where the heck? Oh, wait. Nope, that's not it, but we'll need that. The bad thing is all these little pieces kind of, you know, they hide underneath each other. You know what I really want? Have we gotten an Astro train out of all these yet? I don't think I've seen one. That would be cool. I would really like an Astro train. We got a Blitzwing. Might as well have an Astro train. All right, where is that other flippin' flappin' little thing at? I know I didn't drop it. Okay, we're looking for this piece. Yeah. I just dropped the bag here, and... Mm-hmm. Ah, here we go. Went back here, was hiding it. I found it. I'm sorry. Okay, I know these pieces, I mean, I'm not saying that they're getting harder to see, but they're getting further away every day. Let's see, we got that. Let's throw his head on. We got to make up time. All right, throw his head in there. Put that there. Let's put his little crotchal area together. And for that, you need these pieces right here. This piece goes into that piece, and those are his underoos right there. So this, you want that so the jacks are pointing down, and you can't put this in the wrong way because there's that there. So slide that right in there. Let's put on the back of his powerful purple undies. There we go. Let's put on the front. And now we have some proper ooze. There we go. And let's put that together. Now, let's hold on, because he's got a lot of other odd bits and pieces. Now, why not? Like I said, I'm about instant gratification. As soon as we do it, I'm popping him on there. Okay, let's see. His chest in here together, shall we? That looks like his back. And that looks like I have... There we go. Got his back on. Let's put his front on. Oh, that's for his tank turret. We'll hold on to that. We'll hold off on that part for a minute. Here's the front. Oh, wow. Wow. Man, the paint on these tiny little things is like next level. And whenever you put these on, I mean, I think you can see in there, there's that straight pin, and they got to go in there just as such on both sides, which is good because it keeps them very tight in there. And look at that. Wow. The paint on these things is kind of next level, especially for as small as they are. All right, since we've got that done, let's put together his arms, for which we'll need this piece. And that's a thigh. And that piece, and the single jointed thing there. Well, that's one arm. Let's put it together. And does he have any holes? Okay, he's got holes, and usually these holes have to go on the outside. So, and as usual, make sure you're putting it where the joint bends out whenever you stick it in this thing. Because once you stick it in, and you can see there's a tiny little ridge on there, and that's actually where these things lock in at. There we go. And you want your hole facing out. There we go. All right. And that's one arm done. Let's throw together the other one real quick like. There's that. There's that. There's our single joint. All right. Got 3 pieces for each arm. Make sure your joint is facing the correct way so it folds out. And I think that's another thing too, is my fingertips are, good Lord. There we go. We got arm 2 done. Let's go ahead and throw these on. There you go. I want to see the guy. I like that instant gratification. There we go. That's what we've got so far. Not too bad. And let's throw some legs together. And these, like I said, the thing I love about Blokees is you can't screw it up. You can't do it wrong. There's only one way that it'll go. There we go. And you want a clear peg down here for to hold the foot in. And there's this big purple foot. I imagine this is the front. There we go. And there is your leg. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. Numeralia ja Oliviera. Ooh, that's very fancy sounding. I was looking at the gentleman in the chat down there. Sounds like a mantra. Numeralia ja Oliviera. Okay, now for this is the double bended knee part. You've got this thing here. This is your double jointed knee. Stick it in there. Make sure it's going the right way, because once you stick it in, it's a pain in the butt to pull it back out. And you've got this bit here. And if you look, like the front of it has a little textured bit, and you got all that, and there's nothing on the back. The textured bit goes towards the front, and then you got that in there. Then you take this piece, and again, there's a textured, sorry about that. There's a textured bit on the front, and you put that in there. And that is a leg. All right. There we go. Well, now you can see it. There we go. And let's put him on. I want this there. And that looks really good. You can see, how the texture works. Keeps the line of the bot going up. Let's put together that other leg. Let's see if he's as well balanced as HotRod. Yeah, I guess so. I guess he's as balanced as HotRod was. And like I said, these impossible to put together wrong. You can only put these together. There, we got the little peg in there. You can only put them together one way, so. Well, I guess that's not true. You could put the foot on backwards. I just put the arms on backwards in HotRod. So, nobody's perfect, man. All right, let's get this doggone. Where is my double jointed? There we go. And again, make sure it's, facing the correct way so your leg will bend right. And then after you put it in, you don't have to go digging it out with a pair of pliers, which is what I did. And where is that other bit? Here we go. You put that texture on the front. And our other bit, and like I said, it's got the little textured bit on the front there. Now let me make sure before I snap. Yep, that's the correct leg. There we go. And that's a good looking leg. All right. And now it's time for my favorite part, the head. And only one reason and one reason only. It's tiny and my fingers are sausagey. Although, look at that. That is going to be beautiful. Let's find his face. His tiny little face, and I think that's all the head bits. Okay, let's, you guys cross your fingers, because 99% of the time, one of these teeny tiny pieces ends up flying across the floor. No. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, look at that. That looks good. You must whip it. It just made me think of Devo. There we go. That sets in there as such. And I've got it in backwards. That goes in there as such. There we go. It went the other way. As soon as I picked this up, I was like, oh, that's the back of his head. And, ladies and gentlemen, Blitzwing's head. Oh, good Lord, that looks good. All right. Let's pop it on his body. There we go. That is what we have got so far. Let's figure out how to put his kibble on, shall we? Okay, we've got that. We've got that. Let's look at these a little closer. Oh. So the wings attached to that whole thing goes on his back. Okay, I can handle that. That's this piece here, and the wings go up as such. Now let's make sure. Okay, the ports. Oh, there we go. That was nice. The wing. And they just, it simply, there we go. Got our little wings put together. And these go on his back like that. I wonder if you'll still be able to articulate the wings. Okay. And let me see. And then I think the turret just goes on here. And the tank treads go on there and there. Oh, yeah. Oh, and you can still articulate the wings and everything. That is cool. All right, all right. Let's throw his shoulder pylons on. And, oh, look at that. I think that's about as far as they're supposed to go. Okay, let's get his one over here and throw it on. Man, that is some... I don't know if you can see the metallic flake in that paint. Boy, howdy. Just the tiny details are crazy on this guy. All right, let's... Well, we've got two more pieces. And like I said, look at this. You can't put these things on wrong. There. Unless you're me. And then did I just put it on wrong? No. You can only put it on one way. There we go. All right, let's break out his hands real quick. Because we've got a cool sword that we have to look at. Can't look at the sword. Oh, and he has a blaster too. All right. Sword and a blaster. All right. Our hands, our card. There's our cool little card we got. Boy, howdy. You are falling under my spell. No. There we go. Let's, oops, sorry about that. Let's throw that over there. And we're going to give him, since he's got a blaster and a sword, we'll give him both his little knuckle holding hands. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are almost done with Blitzwing. He is our last one out of Wave 8. We just put his hands in so he can hold his cool sword and his blaster. Let me see. Sword blaster. How would you hold a sword blaster? Be like sword in your dominant hand or blaster? I would think I would take the blaster in my dominant hand. Because then I would need to aim. If the blaster were in my left hand or my non-dominant hand, I would end, shooting myself or something. Oh, check that out. That is his sword. It is incredibly cool, and we are done with Blitzwing. All right, let's give him a standard pose here real quick, just so we can really take in all of his goodness. There we go. Got Blitzwing done. All of that beautiful paint on there. Man, this guy, I mean, the amount of paint they put on these is more than most freaking Transformer Deluxes. And let's give him a spin. You can see that right back there. That is awesome. There we go. Oh, man, you even got, like, the paint all the way up and into there. That itty-bitty logo. Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with all these guys. I am finished. We have got them all done. Yay! Let me throw my hands over here. Let me take a sip of coffee. Let me decline the potential spam phone call. Every phone call I get is potential spam. Let's look at everything we've gotten in Wave 8, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, since we've had him in our hands, we got our Blitzwing. He is, oh, excuse me, super cool. Let's throw him down. Back over there, we got Blitzwing. We got Sludge in his little dinosaur mode. And he is just next level, like articulation, be gentle. You don't even have to be gentle. I was playing with him last night and I laid him all out in his squished thing, and he comes with those little googly eyes you can stick on there. And it is just awesome. But this guy's cool. The only thing that this has really spurred me on to do now, you know, just that paint in there, is to slowly start to collect the other sets as they come out. All right, we got Sludge in his bot mode. We got Sludge right here in his bot mode. And there we go. And just, like I said, the little dots of paint here and there where they put them is just perfect. All right, and then we got, of course, we already looked at our Blitzwing. And we just did HotRod a few minutes ago. He is super cool. Check that guy out. And like I said, that's thigh swivel. And the extra bend at the waist just gives these guys a total, you know, next wave, just the articulation, the stop, like I said, the stop motion people gotta love these people, these little dudes. All right, and we got our HotRod. Let's give him a quick spin. No, no, no. All right, let's put him back down over there. And then we got Shrapnel. Some inner John. All right, well, that's not bad. We can look at him close up. All right, I just scared some people. That's all right. I hang out here. That's all I gotta say. And these little pieces, I put them on backwards because they like covered his face up. But you know, he's pretty cool. And he came with a tiny little shrapnel in his bug mode, and that was very cool. And then we had the Sharktacon, Gnaw, and he's not named Gnaw, they just called him Sharktacon. But there you go, we got this guy. And he is awesome. Murder. There you go. And of course, he has the same ab crunch, the same, everything. He does not come with a thigh swivel, though. I did realize that, but his short and squatty, maybe that was just an engineering deal. I'm sure something had to do with that. There you go. Give him a quick turnaround. You got his little mace back there, which he cannot hold, which is kind of unfortunate, but all right, we'll throw him back over here, and then we got Unicron's head. And this is just fantastic. The cool thing about this guy is underneath this faceplate is another faceplate with another set of green glowy eyes. Yeah, that is cool. That is just awesome. And then, you know, it's coming up on Halloween. I don't want to scare anybody. But yeah, I would like to figure out a way to put a little LED up in there. And this is like, it's even on a stand where you can set it. I mean, you can get posability out of a stationary static figure. It is awesome. I would like for, make this the part for the rest of the build. That's what I would really like. And then I did not get the Chase Prime, but I got this one, and I'm perfectly happy with it. Because he is fantastic. He's got little things on his arms there. Like I said, kind of like a classic Prime. Chest does not open. He's just got that little sticker in there. But he's got all that knee articulation now, where the guys, I mean, they can literally fold their legs back up and kick their own butts now. Along with the waist swivel that you get, there's nothing stopping you from any kind of pose you want to get or you want to have going on here. All right. But yeah, the Prime, one of my favorites out of this wave. This is cool. I love this guy. And the last but not least, and I would say almost the whole reason I got this set was for this guy. And that is just phenomenal. This Metroplex is incredible. And I mean, if you just see, I don't know how close I can get with it out at getting all blurry and everything. Legendary, how's it going, bud? And just this guy was so much fun to put together. And there's so much detail that it's just incredible. There you go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family. Well, plus we got all the little trading cards. You want to look at those real quick? That'll be the last thing we do, is we'll check out the little trading cards that we got. Oh, I almost forgot, too. One of my other favorite parts of this is this guy. Yeah, this tiny little Prime who is begging for some paint. He came with the Metroplex. He sets on his arms. The only thing that I thought was funny, this came with the BLOKEES Wave 8. He comes with the Metroplex, and they're in little blind boxes. Oh yeah, I love this guy. And you're supposed to be able to, the deal is he's got that little slit there in his hand, and that's, if you can see that there, but let me see if I can do it. There. There we go. He's holding him like a little, I don't know. If this were actual size on the Metroplex that I got up there, it shows Optimus standing in here. So, actual size may vary. Well, somebody dropped something big out there. All right, we'll throw that over there. All right, buddy. Yeah, like I said, these I got these all through AliExpress. Use their coins and their point system and all that junk. These are on sale right now. They're getting ready to have something called AliExpress Days, which is a sale probably towards the beginning. And everything is like 50%. I got this whole case for $4. Considering there's a piece at least where I used, and after I ended up with 3 hounds from the last, buying these one at a time. There we go. We got our sludge alternate mode. We got our Metroplex. We got our sludge and bot mode. We got our Sharkticon. We got our beautiful Optimus Prime. We got our Unicron head. We got our Shrapnel. And we got our Blitzwing. And they are all opened. They are all put together, and they are all beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, whatever you have going on, I hope it is the very best, and I will see you all later. Please bleep bloop down in the comments if you have a favorite one of these guys. And maybe at some point in time, I'll just get them all together and go through the 2 or 3 waves that I've got. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see y'all later.